of our guest tonight. She comes to us from the great state of Oklahoma, um, and she's running for the U.S. Senate. Everybody, please give a fabulously warm welcome to Jasmine Thomas. Woo! Hang on, I've got a button. I've got a button for this. Yay! Okay. Now, before we get started, I like to do a little icebreaker, if you will. You've heard of the straw that breaks the camel's back, right? We aren't being hit with straws. We're being hit with the whole damn camel, the whole camel, all the time, constantly bludgeoning with the camel, okay? So what was your camel that broke your back, that inspired you to run? And if you could give us a little synopsis of who you are.
Yes. So my name is Nikayla Jasmine Thomas, but I go by Jasmine. I tell people that the only people that call me Nikayla are bill collectors and people who don't know me. So my friends call me Jasmine. So everyone is free to call me Jasmine. I'm born, bred, and raised in Oklahoma, and I'm an active duty military spouse, a mom. I have two brilliant children. I have a 5-year-old little girl. She's neurotypical, and then I have a 7-year-old autistic son. And he is brilliant as well, and probably will be checking in every now and then to see if I'm okay in here. And I am a nurse. The camel that broke my back, period, would probably be the fact that Project 2025 was a very prevalent document, as we all know. And as I was reading through Project 2025, I had noticed that Trump had said something along the lines of institutionalizing our mentally ill. And we all know that people with autism cannot help that they have autism. There is not a there's not a cure for it because it is genetic, and there's not a reason behind it. They didn't ask to be this way, nor did us as parents choose for our children to have autism. So when I had saw that they wanted to institutionalize our kids, I ultimately said, over my dead body. I was very down and out and upset for a while after the 2024 competition. And I said, you know what? Should I be, I don't know, down and out? Or should I just boss up and do something about it and help make a difference within this country? And so that's ultimately what I did. There is a plethora of things and reasons why I want to be in a leadership position, but I can tell you that I bit off way more than I could chew. But it's been a very stressful, but also at times rewarding. I don't know, adventure, for lack of better words.
Journey. Say it's a journey.
Journey. Yes.
So, I know politics it can bring out the worst in people. How are you combating that? How do you combat that?
I'm unbothered. I really just don't worry about what they say, especially when I have the right that comes onto my post and they just start spewing a lot of, I don't know, misinformation, or they just start talking down on the candidacy. And I just normally ignore it. And at times I will go back and forth with them, but it's not out of malice. It's more out of, listen, you can't bully me. You can bully everyone else, but I'm not to be bullied. I am kind, not nice.
I love the distinction.
Um, good
Yeah.
good
Hey, Bacon.
afternoon to everybody in
Hi.
here. Hello, political. What's your name again? Jasmine?
Ja.
Jasmine?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Jasmine. All right. I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm 46, Kamala Harris, voting for Kamala Harris. From California, him, and I'm a disabled, and I was an immigrant. I became a citizen since 2007.
Hmm.
I got 4 questions for you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Number one, since you're running for a Senate position,
Hmm.
um, what will you do to protect immigrants and to stop this Gustavo and this administration and protect our lovely immigrants? That's
Oh,
my main question.
so no, thank you for the question because that's one of actually my platforms that I run on is fair immigration. So I want to be able to one, how can I say this? Because I know that we can't. One, I have to withhold, not withhold, but uphold professionalism. But two, I don't know how to say this, but I want to make sure that I give back to that community, but I also stop the ICE raids, the ICE T raids.
The
I want
ice.
to
I
be
love
able to.
the TikTok safe language. I just love it. And thank you so much.
Um,
What?
Absolutely. I listen. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. But yes, and I want to also be able to give a pathway to fair citizenship. So one thing that I've spoken with within the community when I go out, and I had actually went out back in June, or it was July, one of the two. I had went out to a very predominant Hispanic community in Oklahoma, and I had went to like a small little snack kitchen, and it was a Hispanic snack kitchen. And the lady there, when we were talking, I had a translator with me, of course, which is an incredible person that's on my team. And they were translating back and forth, and she was saying that it would be nothing just if they made a very, like, if the government had a very streamlined way of the pathway to citizenship, such as like doing everything that could cost at least, like maybe like $10,000. She said if we had something that had the lawyer lined up, that had the paperwork, that we didn't have to fill out all these extra um, forms, like, and I don't have the forms like on top of my head, but I know that there's separate forms there that they have to pay like 400 something dollars for in order for them to even fill it out and turn it in. So if they had a streamlined process that was within like maybe $10,000, they said they would be able to save up that money in no time and be able to have that fair immigration. And you know what? She's not wrong. So I actually implemented that into my policies, is that we can try to advocate on behalf. And the thing is like when I try things, I normally succeed at it. I may not succeed at it the first time, but I have 6 years in the Senate that I can get things done. So if the first year I can't get it done, you best believe that I'm going to make sure that I get it done at all costs. But this isn't just for the Hispanic community. This is for every community that comes across my desk. Asian community, our European communities, our just any race outside of the Hispanic community. And so, sorry, my son's going to be showing his face, but so anywho, I'm sorry, my kiddo is
It's
autistic,
okay.
as
No,
I told
no,
you
it's
guys
totally
before.
fine. Hi, buddy.
Okay, go plug it out. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. No need to
Um,
No,
apologize. Don't
don't
apologize.
apologize. Don't
Don't apologize.
apologize. I
okay, take it off. And he was doing fine. He just wanted to ask me to take it off the charger. But yes,
Ah,
I don't. I don't know if that answers your question or if that's even good enough. I think it's
that
great that
that's a good answer, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to go to second because like I said, I'm a disabled person. I get an I hearing aid right. I have hearing problems and uh, learning problem as well. I'm a slow learner, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this to everybody in the chat right now. If you have kids with disabilities, don't let your kids don't let your kids think that I have a disability. Let them understand that don't let your disability run to your life. Run with it with your smile and just keep your head up high, by the way.
Absolutely. So one of my biggest things with my son is that I try to promote autonomy with him. So he looks to me for the validation of certain things, but any other thing he goes and he tries to do it himself because I promoted that you are not it's not that you can't do it, baby. It's that you just don't know how to do it the right way. So it frustrates you. So let mommy show you how to do it, even if it takes me, even if it takes us 4 or 5 times, you're going to be able to do it because I'm not going to be around forever. So you have to learn how to do these things in order for you to thrive in the future. Because I fully believe that my child, contrary to popular belief from the providers and the doctors that we've seen, is that he will be able to live a fruitful and independent lifestyle. I fully believe that, but maybe that's me looking at the glass as half full instead of half empty. And that's what I pride myself on, is making sure that the glass is always half full, because there's a silver lining to almost everything.
Now, my question to you, since you're running for Senate, if a if if a bill comes to your desk, when what you call this, when the Congress approved this bill to, like, for example, to stop equality and dignity on disabled for their workforce and for their work in our employment, would you veto or stop that bill on passing to your desk?
If it was for employment opportunities for the disabled community,
Hmm.
oh, I would pass that immediately. I tell my son, I ask my son all the time, and he's 7, and he has some yes. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good. You're
Okay,
good.
okay, I'll come get it in just a minute. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Do you
Um,
want to go? You can go.
he
We can take a breather
he
for a
just
second if you need to go. If you need to go.
okay. He wants me to kill a bug, so I apologize.
Oh, you have
But
to go
he
save
keeps
him
finding
then.
them. So
Yeah. No.
it's probably so I will be back. Please excuse me, and I'm so
No, you're
sorry.
totally
I'm
fine. We've
so
got some.
sorry.
We can do. We
Don't
can do a
apologize.
little.
You're good. You're
Yeah.
good.
Stop.
Don't
Stop
apologize.
apology. I'll get her, Missy. I'll get her, Missy. I see you in the chat. I'll get her. Don't apologize. We don't apologize for mom stuff. My kid could walk in here at any time. And we all know what it's like. There's,
Technically,
nothing you, there's nothing you can do.
you better learn to not apologize as well.
Yeah, that's right. Be a badass mama. I mean, she's running for Senate, right? Like, that's amazing. Yep, no shame at all. I think it's amazing. She's gonna go kill a bug. While we're waiting, let's tap up the screen. Hey, welcome back. Okay, don't
All right.
apologize. Don't apologize for being a mom. That's something you should be
Did
proud
I
of.
ask one more question? Then I'm done. Since
Okay.
since the Republicans are on helm, are you prepared if you win on the midterms? Are you prepared to your oath taking will be delayed because you know what is happening on the Congress side right now. They're delaying one of the newly elected congresswoman. And are you ready to? Are you prepared yourself that you might be delayed as well to go to work? And would you fight that in court if ever?
Oh yes, 100%. One thing about me is I don't back down from a challenge. Like I was the I was the only child for 11 years. Okay, so I was always the person that got what I wanted when I wanted, but it was within reason, of course. And I am humble and kind because of the fact that when the resources were there, I did get it, and when I asked for it. But then when the resources were not there, I also understood that life is not just given to you on a silver platter. But with that being said, I'm a person that definitely, once I go head full into something, I'm a Karen. I am 100% a Karen, and I'm not going to stop until I get right into it. And I'm proud to say that I'm a Karen at times. That's why I'm here, is because no, I didn't. My Karenness didn't have anyone to complain to when I was put into positions that I needed my elected officials. So now I want the Karens, by goodness, and let me be careful on what I say, but I want the Karens to be able to actually come to me and say, hey, like, I need your help, this is what's going on. And I'm using Karens very loosely at this point, just as a joking manner.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
when there's a problem, I want to be able to solve it, and so I'm going to complain about it. Adelita is incredible, and I think that she is going to fight this to the end, and she's going to do this with all hands on deck. And she has a community behind her. And she even has, most of the United States, most of the left leaning Democratic Party that's on her side to get her into the position that she was rightfully elected into.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Jess, and everybody, and good luck on your race.
Well, Bacon, I didn't get to fully answer your question about the bill.
Okay.
Yes, so I really do want to answer that, because I do think that that's important, especially within our our abled community. And I don't want to say disabled, because I do believe that every person that's a part of the the special needs community has a gift. And I tell my son all the time, I ask him, I say, hey, what do you want to do when you get older? You can be anything, and mommy will support whatever me and my husband do. And he told me he wanted to work at McDonald's. You know what? Yes, you are going to work at McDonald's. We are going to get every resource aligned for you. Hey, if you do well in school, we'll even buy you a McDonald's. We will invest for you. And you can work there, and you can have all the chicken nuggets that you want. Because that's the thing, is that, we need to elevate. We need to elevate our disabled community, because our disabled community is a valuable stake in our country. I wouldn't have known that otherwise if I did not have a child. So it really does take it affecting you in order for you to understand how important certain things are and topics.
I just want to say thank you. And
oh, absolutely.
I just feel like it's been so long since somebody's fighting for us, like you are right now. That you are running for
Take your time,
kids.
Bacon. Take your time. It's okay. That's what
For
I'm
your
here
kids.
for. I understand.
And we as in disabled community, we have so sick and tired of being not heard. Now that you are one of those people that is leading the fight for us, and I really appreciate that.
You're gonna make me cry, actually, because it's like, what if my baby felt this way? I would never, as parents, we go our whole lives. And Bacon, I'm not sure if you're a parent, but I know that you are a part of the disabled community, so you're going to feel this. But as a parent, we go our whole lives having this pre-notion in our head that our kids are going to do all these things in life, and then when we get hit with that diagnosis, that's something, is going to kind of hinder them. It's not going to stop them. It's going to hinder them. You start looking at things more compassionately. Genuinely, you just start looking at things in a different view. You start looking at all the possibilities that can happen, and when you start seeing that the system is working against the disabled community or working against your baby, you start to sit back and you say, well, what did they do wrong? What did they do wrong that they can't have these resources? Why can't they go to college? Why can't they have a fruitful life? And that's why I fight, is because I would never want my child to ever come home to me and say, hey, mom, I can't do this because XYZ, because they said that I didn't have the capacity to do this, nor that I have the mental processing unit that I can actually overcome this and I can actually do this. I don't want anyone ever counting you guys out, and I never want you to feel like you're ever counted out for anything ever. And that's a genuine sentiment. That's a genuine sentiment. And I hate that you feel that way, but not only are you disabled, and don't take this wrong, but you're also marginalized. You're Asian, so you have a lot of things that are stacked against you, just like my child does. My child is Black, white, and Native American. He's Chickasaw, but he's Black presenting. So he's going to have a lot of hurdles that's going to come towards him. And people aren't going, sometimes I get where people say, oh, well, he doesn't look disabled. I know what you mean by he doesn't look disabled, but that's because I take care of my child. I actually do not allow my kid just to go out looking like whatever. I dress my kid as I would dress, as I would dress myself. If not, my kids look better than me most of the time. So with that being said,
Truth.
yes,
Mom
but
life.
when my yeah, but when my son goes out into the world, and this could be the same thing as you, it could be. But when my kid goes out into the world, they're not going to see a little autistic boy that's just having a meltdown, just having a bad day, that's just over, and that's just trying to process the world that's around him. They're going to look at him as a threat at some point in time. So where I'm going with this is that you and my son are in the same boat when it comes to being marginalized, being disabled, and having all these things against your back. So I want to make sure that this world is safer for you guys. And I want you to know that I'm working with you, not against you, ever. And there's no better person than me to be able to get out there and advocate for that change, because I live it every day. I don't live the disabled part. I mean, actually, I'm neurospicy. I have ADHD, but I don't know any millennial that doesn't now, honestly. So, honestly.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
Proudly.
I want you to know, and this is genuinely coming from me. No, this is not even candidate me. This is mom me and friend me, Jasmine. Is that you matter, and I know you matter. I do. And I really hold you to a bigger standard than most people are going to hold you, because I know you can do it. I know you can do anything you set your mind to, because my son shows me every day that when I give him a small goal, he exceeds it. And I'm sure you've exceeded a lot in your years that you've been here. And I just want you to know that I stand with you, and I know you, and I am with you.
Thank you, and again, thank you for running for disabled community and your son and everybody in here. Um, okay, I'll be all right. I'm in this soft spot right now, so I
You will be
I am so
okay. I know you
thank
will.
you.
You've gotten this far in life, you're to not be okay. You're gonna be fine, and we're gonna fight this together. And regardless if I'm the candidate or not, I mean, if because I do have a primary now, and if I'm the chosen candidate, just know that I'm getting out there swinging and I'm fighting. One thing about me is I'm pretty and I'm petty. Okay, shout out to Cardi B, but but I am, and I'm going to take it all the way, because I know what it means to go without, and I also know what it means to fight for something meaningful, and that's what I'm planning on doing. But if I don't win the primary, but it's looking kind of good right now, so
You will.
I'm
You will.
hopeful.
Manifesting. Manifesting.
Thank you,
Manifesting,
Jasmine.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
and I'm stepping down for now. And good luck
Yeah,
again.
thank you.
Jess, thank you.
Thank you,
Absolutely,
Bacon.
thank you. Thank you.
I love the bow.
I know,
Yeah.
it didn't look so cute.
I think that is it was super cute. I think that that is an incredibly powerful message to tell people. My daughter just got her diagnosis last week. So like this is so incredibly poignant right now. But there's a lot of people in the chat who need to hear that also, you know. You
How
guys
old's
are
your baby?
worthy. She's 10.
She's 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still just don't think that, even with her being 10 and getting that diagnosis, I still don't think that it's going to process for you. Like, and people forget about the moms most of the time. So
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that you take all the time that you need to process that, because it took me a while. So, and if you need a
Still working
listening
on it.
ear, I'm just a DM away. I know how it feels.
Thank you. I'll probably reach out to you. Anything you can tell me, that would be great. Hey, Luke, how's it going?
Hello.
Hello. How are you
Hello
doing, my
from New York.
neurospicy friend?
Doing all right. Hello from New York State. Unfortunately, for that reason, I will be unable to vote for you. um,
That's okay.
um, um, so mainly, mainly like one question. I'm gonna like put into like a whole thing because like it wraps up under one umbrella. When it comes to anything human rights related you can think of, I'm sure you're gonna go out swinging.
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
like like reproductive, LGBTQIA,
Yes.
disabled. Because also I'm autistic as well. So
So
um,
let me just. Oh, go
yes.
ahead. Okay, go ahead. No, because I was gonna just give you kind of a little of my background to show you that I'm serious. Why I'm so serious about these civil rights and how they affected me. Because a lot of people don't know the story. Because one, I don't get on TikTok and tell the story, but I tell my story normally on Facebook because it's easier. It makes me tear up at times,
Yes.
especially, and so being able to type those things out and have the tears behind the scenes and behind the screen, it's it's easier for me. Whereas if I get on here, I'm getting all choked up and I just seem like a crybaby, right? But my mom is gay. My mom is a Black woman that came out when I was young. And of course, she had a couple of issues that ultimately, I don't know how to say this, but like, that kept her in the closet
Yeah.
and I came about. But it wasn't by anything that was inappropriate or anything like that. Her and my dad had a mutual love for each other. They decided that they would have a baby together, right? Thank goodness. Thank goodness. But my mom is gay, so I've grown up with that my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen the implications behind what it's like to be a child of a two same gender household.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard on me. I was made fun of. I was poked around. I was given relentless letters from children that had said, like, oh, your mom's a F word, blah, blah, blah. And it really made me embarrassed of who I was. So it was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. But once I like to call myself the beta version. Like I was the startup version for the kids these days that actually get to live, like their parents get to live freely and they can be as proud of their parents that are two same sex households.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I went through the pain and the embarrassment, and I say embarrassment loosely because that's just how I felt when I was a child. Right now, I go to all events and I celebrate my mom like there's no other. But I went through all of that. I crawled so the next generation could run and be so proud of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead with your question. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Like, hey, we can talk all night. Um, um,
Seriously.
theoretic, theoretically, um, but but yeah, like, well, first of all, I know that was probably like years ago though. But when it comes to like, I'm literally gonna say it. Like, obviously they were bullies, and
Yeah.
um, this question is rhetorical, but like, where are they at so I can find them?
Well, I mean, so I like to tell this story sometimes when I'm on the campaign trail, and there I will never forget this boy. And today, I don't know where he's at, what he's doing, but I can remember his name, his face, his features, everything about him. But there was a boy in sixth grade, and I went to a predominantly white school for 2 years. My mom she took me out of the it was more like a rural outside school. She took me out of the inner city school and put me into this school because she thought that it would be a better fit for me, especially with challenging my intellect. Because one, I'm a reader. I love reading, and I had an AR goal, and I don't know if they had that in New York, but we had a accelerated reader program. And once I was incentivized with pizza at the end of the week, or my teacher going to be was able to go buy me lunch at the end of the week if I hit my AR goal, I became an avid reader. Okay, I read everything. It didn't matter if it was the nutritional facts on the back of a candy bar. I was reading it, right? And so, anywho, she thought that it would challenge me more going to a more uppity school, for lack of better words. And the boy as soon as I got there in 5th grade, mind you, I went there 5th grade through 6th grade.
Yeah.
He just gave me a hard time. I could not figure out why he was giving me a hard time. I could not figure out what I did so wrong when I just came into this school. Like, most of these kids, they went to school together since they were in, pre-K. And I was just the person that just walked in out of the blue, and I didn't look any different than them because obviously I'm white presenting, but there was features about me. And I learned this later on in life, right, Luke? So, and I'm gonna tell you where I learned it. So he would give me a hard time. And I just thought, oh, he's just a boy. Boys are mean, right? Boys are mean. And that's just what I was taught my whole life. Boys are mean when they like you. But I didn't like him, so I didn't want him to like me. That was just me. I'm pretty strong, independent, strong-minded. So and so come 6th grade, the bullying started getting a little bit more rough. Like, I wasn't getting bullied by the girls. The girls were not worried about me. They were never worried about me. But for some reason, he was worried about me so bad that he would write me letters and stick them in my locker. He found out where my locker was, and he would write me letters, and he would make my lips super big. He would make I had curly hair at the time. Hormones changed my hair texture. So now I'm living with straight hair. But he put in my curly hair, make it all poofy, and he would write the N-word on the paper and make my hips really big. Oh my goodness, make my hips so big, and feet just big. And my feet aren't even that big. They weren't even big then. So I started realizing that I was a target to not only him calling out my mom, because my mom also worked at the school that I was at as a custodian. So I was embarrassed of that too at one point in time, because I just wanted a regular life. I couldn't tell you a Conway Twitty song. I couldn't tell you a Dirks and Bentley song. I couldn't tell you anything about, God, who else? Garth Brooks, right? But I could tell you.
I don't even know any of those names.
Okay, good. Yeah.
He's like,
yeah. Well, I'm glad. Those
about?
are country singers, apparently. And so I could not tell you any names of those songs, but I could tell you a lot about, Mariah Carey, as, Jess was talking about earlier.
Her name with the holidays is everywhere.
I could tell you every Mariah Carey song. I could tell you every New Edition song. And I can also tell you every, just every R&B song, but I could not name off a country song. So I didn't think I had anything in common with these people. So I tried to find middle ground with these people and try to find something to relate with them on. So I kind of came into alt and pop, like alt rock and pop, just to kind of fit in with them. But anyway, that's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be them. I wanted to be one of them. I wanted to be the blonde hair, the blue eyed. I wanted my hair straight. And now I regret it because my manifestation came true thanks to my kids. But I wanted to be them because they made me feel like I was not adequate because I was mixed. I was not one of them. So when my mom would come around, she would say, she would be like, "Hi, Jess, like, how you doing?" And I would just kind of, like, "Not now, like, please don't." And at some point, it got to the point where I was just more ashamed of myself than I was of her. And I started realizing that at a very young age. That's when my cognition came in that I probably shouldn't be doing this. But going there, he would, write that down, and he would make fun of me for my mom being there. Same guy. But when he started putting those things in my locker, I started saying, okay, this is a problem. Like, I am 100% a victim of racial, targeting. So I've been there. I don't know I forgot where I was going with this, because I tell these stories to show that I'm aligned with everything that I talk. I walk it as well. And I want to protect all of our civil liberties, because kind of going along with that story, when I had went to my grandma and talked to my grandma about this, mind you, my grandma was a Black woman that grew up, she's 75 now. She was the last class that graduated with the civil rights before they integrated together. And my grandma was obviously a subject of racial profiling her whole life. And she told me, she was like, "Don't be ashamed of who you are, because everything about you is what makes you you. That's your identity. Your identity is what shapes politics. It does. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to show off your curly hair. Don't be afraid to tell people who your mother is. Do not be afraid to say you're Black, because at the end of the day, that's what changes narratives in our country. And, you know, she may not have said that part, that in part, but what she did leave me with was that we did not come this far to get this far where you want to change yourself. And that stuck with me my whole life.
Yeah.
That's stuck with me. And that really changes a person when you start looking at that and you start looking at, man, if she got through this, I can get through this as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'll definitely be wrapping it up soon because I know that there's other people in the box.
I'm
But
sorry.
no worries at all. But yeah, like when it comes to like the disabled rights and everything, um I'll definitely make this short because this live is not about me. Um but like I can totally relate to like your parts of the story and whatnot when it comes to disability rights and like your son especially, which how old is he again?
7.
Oh yeah, yep. He's in the beginner stages.
He's a dumpling.
I don't know how it is in Oklahoma, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like IEPs and whatnot. But like I've always struggled with reading and writing myself, but when it comes to writing, when it comes to like talking about things that are of interest, I'm like spot on. And so,
And that's your gift. That's the same exact gift that I was just talking about with bacon, is that I will never, ever, with someone who is on the spectrum or someone who has a learning gap, as I would call it, because I mean, we all learn in our own ways. There's not a right or wrong way to learn. It's not. That's why
yeah,
we have different mechanisms. Like we have people who use their hands. We have people who just use their ears. We have people who have to look at things in order. That's why we're so broad. There's no right way to learn.
yep, exactly. Because of like my IEP, the passing grade being a 65, like my family and I call it like the safety net. So like because of the IEP, my passing like grade number went down to a 55, and
Yeah.
um so I had taken the dumb English Regency exam in January, like years ago. Um, I had gotten a I got some number and I would have gotten a local diploma, and my mom kept pushing me. So I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'll take it again, like when the exams are like near the summer. And so I actually passed with the 65 and earned those 4 points back, which is why which is why I graduated high school with a full Regents diploma with all 5 Regents.
Amazing.
I'm so proud of you,
Amazing.
Luke. Oh my
And
gosh.
and
We
let me
have
tell
sounds
you,
for that.
well, and also because like me, who's passionate about animal rights, the exam or like the essay was about the rights of emotional and service dogs in public places, and I'm like, why the hell do you guys make errors on that when like, that's what, like, how are there any errors in there exactly? um, and but like, and that's the first time I've ever said that, which like anyone, like, take no offense that I've never said that before because like things just pop up. um but like honestly, because of the RFK bullshit that he's been doing, I'm like, we're serious. Do you have a brainworm you need to focus on? um and like,
Something.
and
Anything.
yeah, I'm like, cause the last time I checked, um like, what's the name of it, the
Acetaminophen.
Tylenol.
yeah, Tylenol, yep.
Mm-hmm.
um I'm like, guys, if us Americans have common sense, can we just do a little research and know that autism was first diagnosed in the early 1900s, whereas
1911,
Yeah.
to be exact.
where Tylenol didn't come out until 55.
Right.
Amazing. What?
So then
Research?
so then right off the bat, this cabinet is worse than the cabinets that you see at IKEA. So
Yeah, it's not even a cabinet, it's a junk drawer. You're right, Luke.
exactly, literally. And I remember this one line from a movie, and I'll put it in disability terms. It's called from the movie Hidden Figures, but but um but honestly, like, think about this, like, yeah, well, when it comes to this current position in government, there has never been an autistic person in that position before, so I have no choice but to be the first.
I'm
I
looking
love that for
forward to
you.
it. You let me know so I can support it all the way. Because one thing about me is I'm gonna support some. I'm a supporter.
I'm
A
like
heavy supporter.
I'm like
You got to do it. Reach
I'm
for the
Mhm.
stars.
I'm unfortunately that was a theoretical example. But
Well, I
like
mean,
as of right now, I'm not running for anything. I'm 23, so
That,
but you still have a couple
but
of
that doesn't
years.
mean anything.
I mean, if the
um
fire moves you, man. You know what I'm
yeah, tell me.
saying?
I'm like, you think I don't look autistic? Are you disabled? No, shut the fuck up.
Well, and we know exactly what they mean when they say, just like I was telling Bacon earlier, when they say, like, oh, you don't look autistic, you don't, it's just because they're just so used to people not taking care of the children, like, wearing the little Velcro shoes or dirty, their shirts are dirty, or they're not well
Yeah.
kept. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they look at that as the sign of what autism looks like. So this came to me a few months ago actually, because I kept thinking, what do they mean when they say
Lost
that my
sound.
child does not look autistic? Because my son wears nice shoes. He wears um New Balances. He wears Abercrombie kids whenever there's a sale, of course, because I'm
Yeah.
not rich. But like, and he gets fresh haircuts every 2 weeks or so because my husband makes that happen, right?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't know the first thing about male haircuts. I'm just gonna let you know that now. But we keep him kept, and he's not unkept. And
Yeah.
that's what they're saying. They're saying that most people who have a disability are unkept, and that's
Hmm.
sad,
Yeah.
and it's not
Yeah.
true.
Exactly. And like, and what really drives me nuts is like people claim how like autism like didn't exist like way back then, and I'm like, interesting. Like
Yes.
you say that to your uncle who had the same exact lunch at the exact same time every day for 10 years.
Yep. You're
And
right.
and like honest like doubt me 1 second, and then let me embarrass you the next second.
Fair. Yes. You said it like a true king. Thank you.
I hope you win.
I hope I do too, and thank you for your sentiment. I really appreciate it, and thank you for coming up here and talking with me. But also having these conversations with people who are on the spectrum also gives
Hmm.
me the comfortability of knowing that anything is possible. Like, my kid can grow up and have a full vocabulary and hold a full conversation with me.
Yep.
It gives me all of the hope for the next few years to come. So I really appreciate you guys coming up here and
Yeah.
showing me that autism is not black and white. It's actually a gray area.
Which is exactly why it's the infinite sign, not the puzzle piece. But when it comes to the puzzle piece, though, I don't mind it, but I prefer the other one. But yeah, but yeah, when it does come to your son, like, he has the number one rock in his life, which is his mother, and and just let him know that, like, obviously that you have his back 100% or 200% actually, but like personally let him know that there's more of him out there. So,
And I can't wait for him to experience that for
oh
sure. So
yeah,
thank
oh
you.
yep, tell me about it. And one last thing before I go, fuck Donald Trump.
Oh, that too.
Love
Alrighty.
it. Thank you so much, Luke. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm just checking. Okay, because the The sound on my end just completely cut out, so I'm having to listen on my phone while we're doing this. Technical issues. It's so
It's
weird.
getting
So,
kind of fuzzy now, so I'm not. But I mean, it's clear enough, but like it goes like little static at the end.
fabulous. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to bring up Katie so Katie can ask you a question. And then, does she not want to come up anymore?
They said that she had to run. I
Katie.
just saw it in the comments.
Oh, bummer. Okay, well, then let's do this. Let's get Antifa up so we can
Oh, I
do
love
a
Antifa.
little activist alley session. And then I'll log in on my other account and we'll just have to kind of duct tape this whole thing together. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten some amazing information here tonight, and we've gotten an incredible amount of information and wonderful things about Jasmine. We absolutely love that. Thank you so much. But I want to switch gears for a moment and bring up a fellow creator who holds classes on Sunday that y'all should be at to teach everyone about the Constitution. It's so important to know exactly what our rights are, and the most amazing person in the world is here tonight to share about that. Antifa, thank you so much. It's 7:20 and it's time for Activist Alley. Yay.
No, no, just, you're going to get my head big saying I'm the most amazing person in the world. I mean, I know that. I'm glad someone starts recognizing that. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So it's good to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to see you in person now because we were supposed to meet up for breakfast or something, but you didn't give me a 2-day heads up. You know better
Life,
than that.
life is life, and
Busted.
Understood.
life,
So,
life is life, and so,
so what
so
kind of
how's it?
what you slapping with me today?
I'm gonna come hard at you
Uh
because
huh.
you are a candidate, and what's to come in the future is going to be some muddy waters because politics is nasty.
Hmm.
Okay. So I need you to tell us why you're the best candidate for this position. Now, I think you're a great candidate. I think you're a great candidate because I know you, I know about you. And so I think Oklahoma will be lucky to have you. But for the people out there that don't know you, you don't have the name recognition.
Right.
Why should they give Jasmine an opportunity to take out Mark Wayne?
Because I've had a lot of lived experiences with everything that I've been through, that can actually touch one person or another, or it has touched one person or another within their lifetime. I think that a lot of us can relate to going without a certain thing. Maybe not the food portion, but I know that there's some people out there that wanted to be on food stamps but couldn't get on food stamps because of the fact that they made too much money, but they didn't, but they were paying all the bills and couldn't get, and didn't have the money left over to feed their family. Or I know what it's like to have to be um, looking for housing. And then when you're looking for housing, you're not making enough money, or you have a landlord that's not taking care of the responsibility. So I know what a slumlord is like. I've lived that experience. I also know what it's like to be mistreated by a system that was supposed to be built to help you out. I know what it's like to be taken advantage of when all you wanted to do was help, or to do the right thing by your family. Um, Everyone has, or I know what it's like to sit between four NICU walls by yourself, and there's no one there to help you out, because it's just you. Everyone else left you. It's not because you were a bad person. It was just because when things happen to you, the other people's world don't stop. They still have to keep going, even when your world is collapsing. And everyone has had that story. Everyone has had a story about, not being able to get a job because the job market is terrible. I've been there. And I feel like with me talking with the Oklahomans and finding that common ground with them and showing them like I am you, like I'm you and you are me in so many ways. We are not that far disconnected. We are not.
So
And there's
Jasmine,
go ahead.
so I want to cut in here because I think it's important that the Oklahomans, is that right? Oklahomans, is
Mm-hmm.
is that what you guys are called? I want to make sure that they really get a taste of you, of how real you are, because you and I have had conversations. You're as real as they come. You're as real as they come, and that's what I love about you. Okay, but what is it? What if let's just say the election was held today, and we're in that final stretch where we're watching the news right now. I'm getting you this scenario that I want you to picture in your head. Okay, we were watching the news. CNN just announced that this unknown Nikayla Jasmine Thomas just defeated the incumbent Mark Wayne, whatever his last name is. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
They just announced it. Okay. Why? We know that Oklahoma sits at the bottom, sits in the bottom tier in education. We know that Oklahoma sits in the bottom tier when it comes to healthcare. We know that Oklahoma, well, we don't know, but if y'all don't know, now you know. We know that Oklahoma is ranking at the bottom in almost every single metric that we care about. What are you going to do for the people of Oklahoma if given the opportunity? Especially with education, because your mom, I just
Yes.
heard you talking about your kids.
And
What are you going to
IEPs that
do?
I've had to sit through those
Absolutely.
meetings. Yes. For one, I'm going to make sure that we have a state superintendent that actually is competent. And we all, so if some people don't know this, let me just go ahead and say this, is that within a U.S. senator, I would be more on a federal level more than the state level. So like, I won't make the decisions for the state, but in federal, like statewide, state based, but I will be making it for them federally. So I can only advocate on behalf of state legislators and state policies and things of that nature. And then they can bring those concerns to me and we can do something federally, or they can call me. And of course, I just be the advocate of it. But I would make sure that I try to work as hard as I can to get us a state superintendent that's putting the kids first and putting the best interest of them at heart, easing the IEP process and streamlining that, making sure that when we go into these meetings to support our children, that they're not taking forever. So kids can actually get into classrooms faster and actually get the help that they need, so they're not continuously getting held back because they were being deprived of their rights. I'll make sure of that. And I'll also make sure that kids 100% do not go hungry, because we know that breakfast is the first meal of the day and it's the most important because of the fact that it helps your brain function all day. So we need to not let kids go hungry all day. Making sure that just because they have a balance does not mean that they do not have to get they get a plate snatched from up under them. I want to make sure that education with the teachers, making sure that teachers are are paid, paid decently so they can stay. We need that retention. We need these teachers to be able to have a pension that they can retire with in the future. And making sure that we give these kids and these teachers everything that they need without having to, I don't know, sacrifice other things in the process, making sure that we don't have to teach the kids the 10 commandments or put a Bible in front of them, a part of the curriculum, because that's what Ryan Walters wanted to do. He wanted to exploit these children to the Christian nationalism. And that's not ever going to happen again, because I'm going to make sure that we have these processes and we have certain preventions that are in place to keep things like that from happening, because we know that every religion is just as good as the Christian Christianity is.
Even though and I don't make any. I'm not embarrassed to say that I'm a Christian, and I'm absolutely against the school systems there in Oklahoma putting the Bible in the classrooms. I'm against it because in the God that I serve, you know, it's supposed to be with a willing heart,
Yeah.
not forced. And when you're indoctrinating children, we have a problem there because that child should grow up to choose whichever religion they want to practice. So,
Yes.
and that's coming from a Christian. So yes, I would advocate for taking, even though we know that on the federal level, you couldn't do it, but your voice being on that national stage, your voice would be paramount to
Yes.
making sure that things happen in Oklahoma. And the reason I keep pointing out where Oklahoma ranks statistically nationwide is because you're representing these people. You're going to
Yes.
be representing these people. These people deserve an opportunity to have elected representatives that's going to work on their behalf, not get in fights in the Senate chambers.
Yes.
You know, I'm sorry. I want to make that absolutely clear. Oklahomans deserve to have elected representatives that's not egging on a physical fight in the Senate chambers. They need someone with decorum and someone with ideas who are going to stand up and fight for their best interests. So
Yes.
I hope you get that opportunity, and I hope you will be the voice that the people in Oklahoma needs. So I appreciate you running. Listen, I know how hard it is. I've run. It's not easy. It's not easy, and that's our commonality. That is our commonality, and that's why you and I talk. Because I'm like, listen, I know the island that you're on, and I need you all to understand it's tough. And she's running with children. She still has to be that mom. She still has to be everything to her household and try to run a campaign at the same time. So my admiration, my respect is absolutely goes out to you. And I'm asking everyone, let's continue to say her name. Um, do you have a website that people can go to and stay engaged and make donations to your Act Blue?
I do, and it's right here on the screen. It is jasmineforok.com. And also, you can go to the link tree in my bio and you can click the link, and it'll take you straight to my website, or it takes you to donations depending on where you're trying to go. And every dollar in donation matters and it counts. It's 100% appreciated and it goes towards things. Just like recently, we were able to get me a banner. We were able to get me a banner for a um, for an event that was over this past weekend. My team actually surprised me with it, and it made me very emotional because I just didn't think that we had the funding to do it, but we did, and we made sure that we had all of the important things, such as the walk cards, such as the um, even a little bit of merch, like little pins. And it's been an emotional roller coaster, but at the same time, it's been so real. So and it's all because of my supporters, the people who has
So
donated.
Jasmine, let me do this for you because you and I have had conversations, and I know when I was running, the biggest hurdle the biggest hurdle for myself was asking people for money.
Yes.
All day long, I can ask people for money for other people. I just couldn't do it for myself. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sit here and let Jasmine do it for herself. I'm going to talk to you, the people. So Jasmine, I'm going to pretend like you're not even here right now.
Okay.
Listen, y'all. We asked for grassroots candidates, did we not? That's the whole purpose of this live that political justice is doing, to bring in grassroots candidates, right? Because we want to take back our government. We the people, who are the people? We are the people, for the people, by the people, and of the people. This is the people down here. This is the people, not special interest. She's not a corporation. She's not independently wealthy where she can fund her own campaign. And as someone who used to be a candidate, I understand the the hurdle that she's in right now. I understand it firsthand. It is tough raising the amount of money that is needed to be effective and to be competition. Because I assure you that the war chest for Mark Wayne He has a war chest, y'all, and it's millions already. And as the election gets closer, it's going to continue to grow. It's going to grow from special interests. It's going to grow from private donations, who's given 100,000 here, 100,000 there.
Mm-hmm.
Now that corporations, according to the Supreme Court, now that corporations can have a vote and can give money just like people, we need to fund this campaign. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $10. Give up a cup of coffee. Give up. You should be giving up Starbucks anyway because they're the devil. So give up your Starbucks for a week. Donate to Jasmine's campaign. Okay? I'm asking, please make it donations, at least a donation every month. Even if it's $10 a month until the election, that will go a long way to help this campaign. So if we continue saying we want grassroots candidates and then we don't do anything to help fund grassroots candidates, we're never going to get grassroots candidates. We're never going to get them because here's the deal. We just don't have the name recognition and we don't have the capital behind our name like the incumbents. So my appeal to you all, I'm going to be donating. I'm not going to do something. I'm not going to ask you to do something that I'm not going to do myself. And listen, if you don't have the money to donate, that is okay too. That is okay too. Don't feel guilty, but reach out to her and say, can I make some phone calls? Can I phone bank for you? Can I phone bank? Can I do? There's so many things that you can do, even though you're not in Oklahoma. Phone banking is huge. Getting her name out there is huge. Making a video for her and tagging people in Oklahoma, if you know people in Oklahoma, there are things that we can do to push Jasmine forward. I don't want to monologue anymore. So I'm sorry, Jess, you go right ahead. But I just wanted to make that appeal on Jasmine's behalf because she's in a tough fight. But you know what? The story of David and Goliath. This is a perfect story of David and Goliath. So Mark Wayne is Goliath, and Jasmine right there, she's David. And biblically, we know that story, right?
Yes.
And we,
David
the people,
slew
have had enough of
dragons.
this
He
shit.
slew the giants. So let this normal person, let's slay this giant and get him out of the Senate. I'm done. That's all.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Auntie, for you always come through with all of the best advice and you come with all of the empowering words. I mean, it's I know when I need a bit of a push, I know who I can contact because of the fact that you have given me the right steps to take, right? And to go. So, but yes, it's very hard. Being on this campaign trail has probably been one of the best and worst situations that I've ever been, like I've ever dealt with, because it's just so hard. And then you're having people look at you, and then you're having, yourself in the spotlight, not only yourself but your family, because people are wanting to relate with you on a deeper level. So you do have to kind of get your family involved. You have to showcase yourself. And one thing about me is, like, I'm okay showcasing myself, but showcasing my family has been the worst on this, because we know how terrible people can be, and yes, even towards children. So me putting myself out here was one of the biggest selfless things that I could have done in my life, honestly. And as a nurse, I've done some selfless things. I do selfless things all the time. But when it comes to actually showing up for my Oklahomans, especially when we haven't had the representation, it makes a world of a difference. But also, not just me being the representation. I mean, not just being a representation, on the national scale of Oklahoma, because we know that Oklahoma is 50th in education right now. We know that we're 49th in healthcare. We know that we're number 2 in domestic violence. Number 2 in domestic violence. We know these things. We know that we're one of the highest uninsured in the United States. We know that rural healthcare rural hospitals are getting depleted in massive amounts, especially with this big beautiful bill. We know that Medicaid is on the stake, and Oklahoma is a big utilizer of Medicaid. We take federal fundings. because we are a poor state. So when we have someone who's up there flaunting their money and they're getting rich off all these things, because Mark Wayne had money prior to coming in, so Antifa was not wrong. He knows. He owned businesses. He owned massive amount of land out in our northeastern part of the state. So he had the money and he was able to fund himself with all of his money for his elections, and then gift himself back, or however it is, like he borrowed back. I don't, that's one thing that I can't relate
You give your
to.
campaign alone. You give your own campaign alone. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So yes. So I'm not in that position where I could do something like that. So there's a distinct difference between him and I. I touch grass and I know what's going on within our community, whereas he does not leave Washington D.C. to actually come and see about his constituents. Whereas I'm out here shaking hands and kissing babies 24/7. I'm being on call for people who are just wanting to message me on Facebook and just tell me about how hard it is for them. Whereas he's not listening. He's sending out mass emails that are basically like those chain letters. I'm actually out here listening and getting a feel for the people and seeing what they're needing. And I know because I'm in the same boat with them. So when I tell them of how similar we are and how not too far off we are, that's when our connections start coming in and we start realizing the difference between the up and the down. And we're the down and he's the up. So we need that representation. But
this also, so I want to tell the people here, Boxer Mom too says that you have her vote. She's there in Oklahoma. Boxer Mom, this is what I'm asking of you. Since you're there, boots on the ground, I need you to get your family members, your friends, the people you go to church with, the people you go to the synagogue with, the people you go to the mosque with, because I don't know if you go anywhere. All right. I need you to get your surroundings, get her name in front of them, Boxer Mom. Get her name in front of them. Because it's people like you that's there in Oklahoma that can make this happen. All right. This woman right here that's running to be your next senator, she's doing the thing, and she's a military wife. She's a military spouse. Her husband is literally serving as we speak. I don't know if you told them that, so if I wasn't, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No.
Okay.
I didn't tell him that he was deployed because it was gonna come in a little later. But you tell him that's fine. No, that's fine. Her husband is serving as we speak, y'all. So we keep saying how we rah for our military, rah for our military, rah. But you know what? It's more than just a service member. It's their family that's also making the sacrifice. So not only is she making the sacrifice on that front, she's also making the sacrifice on this front to be your representative in Oklahoma. So literally, her husband is literally serving the nation right now. So she is literally, and I'm saying literally a lot because I want y'all to understand the gravity of this candidate that you have to choose from. She's literally a single mother right now because her husband is serving our country. What more of a candidate do we want other than someone like that? If that doesn't scream dedication, loyalty, and working for the people, I don't know what does. I don't either.
What more do you want? So Oklahoma, let's do the damn thing.
And you want to know another thing too, is that I don't have the funds to catch a $400, $500 round trip plane ticket to get to certain events. Because I'm out here trying to show for the money that's been donated, such as getting banners, even though I didn't know I was getting one, getting the walk cards or getting the merch so I can give out for free or whatever. I'm making sure that I show up regardless. I'm driving everywhere, or if I can't get a plane ticket, I'm coming there. Whereas Mark Wayne has not made the effort to come. He has access to a plane. He has access to the funds to come out and see his constituents. Whereas I use my last dollar to make sure that I make those events that even they're small but mighty. I make the effort whereas he doesn't. And if that doesn't tell you of how much he thinks about the Oklahomans, then I don't know what else does either. I think you're just too far gone if you just don't look at the implications of and see the distinct differences between the two.
So, Jess, I have to get going because I have another appointment. However, I if I can just make one last pitch to the people who are watching, especially Boxer Mom, because Boxer Mom, you're the only person that I've seen so far that's literally in the district that she's running in. Please, please, please get your friends, get your mama them, your daddy them, your cousin them, your auntie thems. So that's black language right there. When we say them, get all thems, get all thems. Put Jasmine name in front of their face. Let them know, hey guys, we have an opportunity to make history. Oklahoma has never had a woman senator. Oklahoma has never had a native/black senator, male or female. Oklahoma has never, in my opinion, has never been represented the way it needs to be represented. So I implore you, Oklahoma, if you want, no, excuse me, I'm going to walk back my words. I implore you, Oklahoma, be the change that you want to see in your own state because only you can make it happen.
Only
With
you.
that, Jess, I appreciate you allowing me some time with Jasmine. Jasmine, as always, I'm praying for you. I'm in your corner. You know, you have access to me anytime you need it, and let's just get this thing done. Let's get you to Washington.
Let's go. It's nowhere left to go but up now.
That's right. So thank you so much, Jess, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate what you're doing. Great job here. You run a wonderful live, and Jess, can I say something to you right quick? I told Jasmine, I'm like, I sent Jess your name. I said, get her on the show because this is what you do, and you do a fabulous job. And so, for the fact that you have this space for grassroots candidate, I want all of you all to follow Jess, to keep liking, sharing the live. Let's get those taps up. We at least got to get to 100,000. Come on, y'all. We got it because the more we put her out there on the algorithm, the more we're going to get more people seeing Jasmine. The more people we're going to get to seeing the other candidates that she puts on here. I think it's every Monday. And you go Monday and Wednesdays now, something like that. So the more people we have in these rooms, Friday now too. See, it's growing. It's growing.
Monday,
the more people,
Friday.
Friday, the more people that lay eyes on these candidates, the more visibility they get. So let's continue to support this live and support these grassroots candidates because, again, if we want change in this country, the only way we're going to get change is we the people. We the people. God bless all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Antifa.
That's my guy.
Okay, guys, we are running a little bit late here, if I'm being completely honest, but that is totally fine. I just want to remind everybody how we feel about big money in politics. We want candidates who are going to serve the people and not just special interest, but that money has to come from somewhere. So whether it's your wallet or your time, even following and sharing their content gets more eyes on them and pushes their message across the interwebs. And you can do that for free, folks. The time for change is now. And we're on fire, right? Right, Jasmine?
Oh, 100%. Up in flames.
Literally burning up. I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't send a special thank you as we're closing up our show tonight to our amazing mods, the incredible content creators who are here tonight supporting us, all of the candidates who happened to drop into the comments that I saw y'all, okay? Thank you guys so much for being here. And our incredible design genie, K-Law. Please say hello in the chat. You guys are amazing, and follow all those guys because they're incredible. Also, please follow Jasmine because She is amazing, and we need more people like her to run and inspire people. And that is, I don't know if anybody's told you, Jasmine, but that is exactly what you are doing. You are inspiring so many people. So I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
So before we go tonight, I also want to make sure that everybody is registered to vote. Keep an eye on your local election schedules in your area because they are doing some hanky shit, y'all. Okay. So check your
And
voter
also
registration status by going to vote.gov. Jasmine, I'm going to give you the floor for just a few minutes to say anything else that you want. I'm going to share your little thing here so people can go donate to you.
yes. So my name is Nikayla Jasmine Thomas, but I go by Jasmine, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate seat as a Democrat in Oklahoma. And I'm Black, white, Native American, and I am a mom, active duty military spouse, and a nurse. And I'm here to put Okies first and always. I'm grassroots, solely grassroots, and I am excited to be able to one day represent the very people who look like me, walk like me, and talk like me. And I hope that comes true soon. And I think I'm done.
Oklahoma proud.
Yes.
I love it.
Okies first.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
one more
This
thing.
was
I'm sorry. It'll be
so
quick.
amazing tonight. Thank you all so much
Register.
for being here. But I want to remind everyone there's a lot of people who are just really, really scared right now. But I want to remind y'all that the fear is the point. Fear leads to panic. Panic leads to inaction. And hope and community are the antidote for all of it. So tune in on
Yes.
Friday. We're going to have another amazing candidate join us. It's going to be October 1st, right? After the first of the month. Oh my gosh, it's like Halloween season. It's my favorite season. Spooky season is my favorite. So Maria Lana Kinter from Florida is going to be here. She is fantastic. So I hope you guys will tune in. Go register to vote. Keep an eye on your areas. Follow Jasmine. Get by her cup of coffee. And I hope y'all have a fantastic evening. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
everyone.
Have a great night.